I think that this is a very important question. Somebody should explain to us who took that decision and why.
Well, the explanation is indeed it's in order to ask questions. And I've been looking at the financials of Bost, and for the first time in a long while, they posted profits as a state-owned enterprise. Will there be any justification for this kind of gift to the board members for the performance of that institution having posted profit for the first time in a long while?
No, still not. I mean, what you would want to do is to say, let's start making sure that this company has a track record. I mean, a medium-term success over just one period when you've had many years you've not been able to actually make a break-even, break through what it is that profits can then be, translated into dividends for stakeholders. You don't, because you have on one occasion go through that, suddenly decide that you're going to buy iPhones. I mean, still, what you do is to buy phones for the first time, but phones of a value that everybody will say this is a prudent use of the resources that we have been able to make. I don't think that is a justification.
Manzano, appreciate your time. Thank you. Adam Senano is a co-chair of the Citizens Movement Against Corruption.
Right, Alfred, let's move on to some more stories tonight. Members of the Busokai Spare Parts Dealers Association are set to demonstrate by closing shops effective October 2 against GRA compliance and the vigilation exercise. The association, with a membership of more than 1,000, described the intended activity of the Revenue Authority as intimidating and disrespectful.
What is happening is just GRA frustrating traders. It's like you open your shop and then they send their people to your shop to sit with you, and then they said we are not writing the right VAT invoices, where I think it's not our fault because we pay VAT as people buy, we issue VAT. So if you, as you are here, do you see anybody here? No. So how can I issue VAT invoice?
This concern by Haja Muina Buari is a reflection of over 1,000 members of the Busokai Spare Part Dealers Association who feel they are being harassed by GRA activities in generating revenue. Although they say they are not against the collection of taxes, they describe the actions of officers as a form of harassment in their daily operations. With the increasing concerns by traders, the regulator, which is GRA, says the VAT invigilation exercise being criticized has led to a huge increase in VAT collection, according to their recent press release. The authority backed claims, explaining that such operations led to a revenue gains between October 2022 to August 2023, totaling over 181 million cedis. It urged Guta to impress upon members to be compliant, as GRA is continuously working to engage them to resolve their issues. Well, it appears traders at Busokai can no longer withstand what they describe as various forms of intimidation, harassment in the name of raising taxes. All shops will be closed from October 2 to send a signal to government and GRA with their nuisance tax and revenue imposed on traders, especially Busokai Spare Parts. The association is therefore demanding proper review of import duties, the abolishment of certain taxes, and levies on importation.
Some good news ahead?
Yeah,
Indeed.
Some very good news. Media General has won the prestigious CIMG Media Organization of the Year and Marketing-Oriented Media Organization of the Year Awards at the 34th CIMG Annual National Marketing Performance Awards. This recognition speaks volumes of Media General's commitment to excellence and innovation.
The event, which recognizes and promotes high professional standards and excellence among marketing practitioners, was held in Accra on Saturday, September 30. Puppet Match Extra, Onua Showtime with Anama McBrown, and Onua Concert Party led the charge for Media General. Media General is committed to innovating to bring viewers and listeners nothing but quality educational, informative and entertaining programs for the years ahead. Lakeside Estate also won the prestigious Marketing-Oriented Real Estate Company of the Year 2022.
We won 2019 and in 2021, and we have won again in 2022. we prioritize our customers. We make sure that we put their concerns, we put their feedback in our development so that we will be able to satisfy their needs. In marketing, you need to prioritize your customers. They are the people who will make your business sustain.
Malcolm Ghana swept 3 awards, including Retail Outlet of the Year.
We have reduced our profit margin. We are selling more. And so there's a certain balance. Because we can't deny Ghanaians of the privileges of using. We sell everything that a human being needs in this country. That's why we say Malcolm Wear Ghana shops. It's a difficult market situation, but we're leveraging, we're improving, we're finding ways and means to reach out to the customer. The customer actually is our #1 client.
Universal Merchant Bank, UMB, was also given a 5-star rating for customer service. MTN Ghana won the Telecom Company of the Year. President of CIMG, Dr. Deneka Sati, called for the introduction of marketing outfits for all government institutions, departments and agencies to make them efficient.
CIMG has begun discussions with the Public Services Commission for the possibility of introducing marketing in all public service organizations at the very top to promote the interests of consumers and for business growth and prosperity.
Well, congratulations to all of us here at Media.
Indeed, right from the board to the group CEO
Absolutely.
and management, the staff, all of us, we share.
Very well deserved.
Indeed. And while we're on it, Nigerians have questioned President Bola Tinubus' last-minute efforts to appease labor unions whose planned strike could shut down government offices across major sectors. President Tinubus' announcement of an interim wage rise for junior federal civil servants has been met also with some mixed reactions amid the soaring cost of living in Africa's biggest economy, and we've been monitoring the situation there in Nigeria.
Last month, labor unions in Nigeria embarked on a warning strike over what they termed as the hardship caused by the removal of fuel subsidy. The labor unions are demanding a minimum wage of 200,000 naira, which is equal to $258 per month. But in a rather disappointing turn of event, President Bola Tinubu announced 25,000 naira adjustment. The president said the interim wage rise for low-income workers and the plan for mass transit buses running on gas is to ease the impact of petrol subsidy removal.
25,000 naira increment for junior staff, cut across 3 months, is about say $150. That will not do much for the Nigerian worker because, let's say it will buy half a bag of rice. It could pay for 40 liters of fuel. It could help you with transportation probably for a month or thereabout, but that doesn't cut it. The idea is that everything has gone up. There's, the price of items have skyrocketed. And so a lot of workers are wondering how, parliamentarians are able to increase their salaries without fees or force, but the workers, are unable to have their salary increment.
After he scrapped the decades-long expensive subsidies for gas, the price of petrol has skyrocketed, resulting in a similar hike in the price of other commodities.
The fuel subsidy was more like a criminal enterprise because it was depleting the nation's economy by an amount that was nearly unbelievable. Almost on an annual basis, Nigeria was losing about between 3 to 4 trillion naira, to subsidy payments. And so by the time the president took it out, he was able in 3 months or thereabout, he was able to save about 1 trillion naira.
It is not clear if the president's offer will persuade labor unions not to go ahead with their Tuesday strike. Christian Yale, TV3 News.
And back here in Ghana, the lack of medical doctor and other essential healthcare providers continue to widen the healthcare gap in the North Gonja district of the Savannah region, whereas healthcare givers in the area have no option than to refer cases which they described as worrying. Pregnant women and children continue to suffer the brunt of commuting several kilometers to Tolong, Damongo and Tamale on a daily basis. My colleague Christopher Marco is in Daboya and reports.
The North Gonja district was carved out of the larger West Gonja municipality in June 2012. 11 years down the line, the district is yet to have a hospital, even though it has 3 health centers at Daboya, Lingbinsi, and Mankargo, with several other community health planning service CHIPS compounds. Health centers serve as referral facilities within the health zones, but the lack of a medical doctor and other critical healthcare providers in the district is affecting healthcare.
If we have a doctor who can take care of the whole constituency, then it will be better. Because looking at 3 months ago, when my child was not well, they have to refer me to Tolong. When I went to Tolong, I slept there about 4 days, 4 good days at the hospital. Me and the child, plus my wife. So I knew that if the doctor was to be here, then that would have been something that they would be treating here.
Patients who visit the health facilities are mostly referred to Tamale, Tolong, and Damango.
For all challenges that are there fast today, next level, because instances where you need emergency like CS or any intervention that a doctor could do, as such the midwife, we refer them to Tolom or West Gunja Hospital, which as we speak, the charges involved in using an ambulance is not something that we can underlook.
Ekuya Dokurugu is one of such patients who was referred to Tolong Hospital to undergo cesarean section when she reported with labor. She had to be transported in a canoe across the White Volta. This woman, Akosia, is just returning from Tamale, where she had to cross this river to go and deliver this bouncing baby girl.
They transfer us to Tamale. Before we reach to the riverside, we suffer a lot and spend a lot of money because there is no doctor in the hospital. If there is a doctor there, we wouldn't have spent a lot of money here and cross that river.
We are referring the client to Damango West Hospital. The fuel supports wouldn't take less than 800 Ghana cedi to train the client. If it comes to Tolong, we are compelled to cross the client through the boat. With the pain the person is inside, you still cross with the person to get to the ambulance. And from here to Tolong, they take 400 Ghana cedi. But if the client is being referred from here straight to Tamale Teaching Hospital, they pay not less than 1,200 Ghana cedi.
For the residents, the Member of Parliament for Daboya Mankarago, who doubles as a Deputy Minister of Health, Alhaji Mahama Asesini, has not been proactive in getting a medical doctor to the area.
MP is the Deputy Minister of Health, but seeing things, he's not doing anything about it. So we are pleading him to also help us.
But in a telephone interview, the MP, while admitting to the sufferings of the people as a result of the lack of critical health staff, disagreed with the assertion that he has not been proactive. He blamed the situation on the delay in upgrading the Daboya Health Center into a polyclinic and assured the people he will help address the situation as soon as possible.
Well, Christopher Abwaka is our man on the beat, and he has joined us via phone currently to give us further details of what is happening in the North Gonja district. Christopher, what more can you report on what is currently happening in the North Gonja district?
Yes, so Aisha, the North Gonja district undoubtedly visiting the area, I've observed that there are several challenges when it comes to the health sector, and one key challenge has to do with the lack of a medical doctor and other critical health staff. So the residents are bearing the brunt of traveling several kilometers to Tolong, Tamale, and Damango to access healthcare, which is affecting their cost of living, because if you look at the cost of transporting a patient with an ambulance, if you are traveling from Daboya to Damango is 800 Ghana cedis, Daboya to Tolong is 400 Ghana cedis, and Daboya to Tamale is 1,200 Ghana cedis. So for the residents, if they get medical doctor and other critical health service personnel in the district to save them the cost of traveling the far distance and also paying more to access healthcare in other places.
Chris, what about the Agenda 111 facility in the district? What is the extent of work?
Yes, so it is springing up. Some buildings have been erected, some have been roofed, but as at the time I visited, I did not spot any worker on site, but I was told because it was a weekend, that is why they were relaxing and that they will get back to work. Actually, there are two contractors there. The main contractor who has also ceded some portions of the contract to another subcontractor, and work is ongoing, but though I'm not a contractor, I can say that it has reached a certain stage where most of the buildings standing there have been roofed.
Well, we do hope that there will be progress with that one, because on top of all this, we also understand there's an outbreak of measles and hepatitis B in the district, which, you know, has claimed some lives already. You have seen the situation. How are officials dealing with it?
Yeah, so it's a very serious situation for the residents, because even as we speak, 3 days ago, someone died at the Tamale Teaching Hospital of hepatitis B. I was told by the district health director that there is a reported measles outbreak in the area. Out of 59 samples they have taken, 13 of them proved positive, and they have started massive immunization exercise or vaccination exercise against the measles. And for the hepatitis B, he told me that it is prevalent among pregnant women, and so they are looking at how to get people on board to address the situation.
We hope that the situation is addressed soon. Thank you very much, Chris. We'll definitely come to you in subsequent bulletins for more updates. Christopher Marco is our man in the northern region.
2024 flag bearer of the National Democratic Congress, NDC, John Dramani Mahama, says a future NDC government will deliver accountable leadership that guarantees socio-economic and infrastructure to relieve Ghanaians of the current economic situation. Addressing the Aging Conference in Accra, the former president flag bearer of the NDC bemoaned the deterioration of health care in the country.
Our population is aging, and with aging, the need for better health care becomes a high priority. And this is why we're committed to providing our beloved country, Ghana, with a compassionate leadership that meets our citizens' aspirations. We'll not only work to bring our economy back on track, but also create an environment for our people to prosper. It is not enough to raise awareness about the need for health care and social provision for the elderly. Let us assist them with access to new technology and help the elderly use these technologies to improve the quality of their lives. This way, we can help the elderly and gain insights into what it means to grow old with dignity. Remember that we will all grow old one day, and any investment we make in the care for the elderly is an investment that we make for ourselves. We can meet the goals of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights for older persons, the SDGs, and the African Union Agenda 2063. As a key step, we must reinforce the legal framework that protects the interests and the rights of the aged by facilitating the passage of the Social Protection Bill and the Aged Persons Bills. I'm fully committed to this noble objective, and I'll lead advocacy for an effective implementation of these bills when they have been passed.
Studies have shown that people in Africa often develop cancer at a younger age than in the rest of the world, according to the National Institute of Health. Close to 1 million people worldwide are also expected to be diagnosed with one form of blood cancer or another. Emmanuel Samani sits with a blood cancer survivor and reports.
Prior to my diagnosis, I was in and out of the hospital for flu-like symptoms, cold, catarrh, sore throat, cough, persistent cough. Usually they give me this cough medication. It goes down and then it comes back again.
In the bustling city of Accra, where the vibrant hues of life usually dominate, Betty Smith Affol's world turned grey in May of 2019. A mother of 3 boys and a school administrator, Betty's life was suddenly overshadowed by an unseen adversary.
First diagnosis was lymphoma, B-cell lymphoma. So when my husband got it, he brought it home. And to be honest, my first reaction was like, that's not my reports.
As her health deteriorated, Betty's doctor suspected a heart condition. But she was not convinced. She felt something was wrong. Without her doctor's approval, she went and got herself an X-ray. The X-ray revealed a 10-centimeter tumor in her chest, fluid collecting in her left lung, and fluid buildup around her heart.
He saw that my heart looks a bit bigger than the normal size, but with the X-ray you might not see any details. It's a bit cloudy. And then my left lung looks like it's all white. There's nothing inside. So he quickly asked us to go and do the CT scan. After the CT scan was done, we got the result. He shook his head and he called my husband, and he said that what he's seeing is not good, and he wouldn't advise us to even go back home, and that he should quickly take me to Busokai. They've seen a tumor which was sitting on my heart, and that has caused the heart not to function well. There's pericardial effusion, there's water around the heart. They saw one tumor in my kidney.
The diagnosis was swift and devastating. She was referred to the Cardiothoracic Center at the Korle Teaching Hospital. Betty's journey strive for survival began from this center. Betty's case was a challenge for doctors at the Korle Teaching Hospital. The tumor was advanced and they had limited options. The doctors recommended radiotherapy at the Sweden-Ghana Medical Center, where a heartbreaking revelation awaited her.
So the doctor looked at it and he was like, it's difficult for them to go in there and do that procedure. But looking at me, I have very short time, barely 2 weeks, because the cancer had advanced and there's little that can be done to save me.
However, hope arrived in the form of an email from an Indian hospital. But it came at a price, a whopping $12,000 deposit and immediate travel to India.
Thanks be to God, a hospital in India responded and were like, I should report there as soon as possible, looking at the medical report that they received. They added my X-rays and then CT scan reports to it.
In India, a new chapter of her life began, marked by countless tests and a definite diagnosis. Stage 4 primary mediastinal B-cell lymphoma, resulting in cycles of grueling therapy.
It was a problem because I needed to quit my job. I needed to stop everything that I was doing to earn meet, to be able to fly with her to India to go get her saved. You know, so it was not easy. At the airport, she was denied entrance into the plane because you could see physically that she is a dying person. This is someone who is dying, you know. And then in the plane, the encounter in the plane was horrific. And then at the transit point, you know, she had her neck swelling, you know, getting closer to the head. I mean, the head and the neck were all becoming one.
This therapy only used on 2 other patients. She was told she could die during therapy. Betty then underwent successful surgery to remove the cancer, which had miraculously shrunk from 14 centimeters to 2 centimeters. A proposed bone marrow transplant as part of her treatment was no longer necessary as her bone marrow started functioning properly.
I recovered speedily. I started physiotherapy to exercise, breathing and stuff. And then the results also came out and they said they didn't see anything.
For Professor of Hematology at SynLab Ghana, blood cancers are on the rise.
We've seen an increasing trend, in Ghana. We have other hematological cancers as well, the acute leukemias, the chronic leukemias, multiple myelomas. So we do have quite a lot of them, and they are increasing. Children and for adults, lymphomas constitute about 15%, 13 to 15% of the cancers that we see, the hematology cancers that we see.
She says anyone can get cancer and recommended periodic checkups for early detection.
It's difficult to say that, well, you have preventive measures for cancer, but let's eat right, you know, and then also have regular checkups. I think that's something that Ghanaians don't really do much. Annual checkups, you know, and then of course, if you see any swelling or you feel unwell, the first thing you need to do is to go see a doctor so that you'll be properly evaluated.
Betty is still alive today. Her story is one of unwavering determination, the power of love and family, and the resilience of the human spirit. Join the fight against blood cancer, as early detection saves lives. Emmanuel Samani, TV3 News, Accra.
Betty is such a strong woman. That's an inspiring story.
Indeed, indeed. It's a story of hope.
Absolutely.
The things that go on in our bodies that we have no idea of.
We just wake up and then we have to thank God.
Indeed.
To be alive.
Indeed. It's alive here on News 360. But ever wondered how electric vehicles work and what makes them different from fossil fuel powered vehicles? Stay with us. We have all the answers for you after this quick break here on News 360. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to demonstrate to you the superior properties of Flamingo paint as compared to other paint brands on the market. We take equal quantities of Flamingo paint and this ordinary paint. We then dilute them with water. And now, let the test begin. The gentleman on the left is going to apply the ordinary paint, and the gentleman on my right will use the Flamingo superior paint. As you can clearly see, Flamingo has the obvious better hiding. Furthermore, Flamingo has painted a much larger area. You know, one bucket of Flamingo paint is equal to several buckets of any other paint brand on the market. Flamingo paint is made with superior formulation to give superior durability, superior hiding, superior coverage. Flamingo paint, simply superior.
You dey sleep? That's Madina.
Sentuntum say wunna ma de jume ma wonsa.
Efrema be magani oba.
Ma wonsa. Sentuntum ma boasu muda ma wonsa.
That shall not slap. Having black mosquito quail. Common tontom, na empum visie bebre, na ema wo mowa, na ema wo nham, na ehyiam.
Having insecticide spray, hwam, na sanso kumu a wotu ene omo hwia nyina. Now having naphthalene balls and having perfumed insect repellent, no, kumu a warrior, na senja hwia wechiri.
Having black mosquito quail, empum visie bebre, and say wo hwene so, ehyiam kama, kweno, emubu, na jumo size no. Don't shit to me no.
And a heaven spray, heaven naphthalene balls, ni perfumed insect repellent no. Kumwa mutu, na wa nam from nasenja shanwechi.
Heaven dear, bakope. Heaven dear, bakope. Heaven dear, bakope. Heaven dear, bakope.
FDA aji edrede krato yatum.
There are some moments that last forever because they happen only once. Like your very first day, your first day of school, your first successful bike ride. What's your child's next milestone? Auntie Mary's Gripe Mixture is here to ensure they smile through it all. Auntie Mary's Gripe Mixture has been keeping children smiling for more than a decade by relieving them from gastric pain, flatulence, minor digestive upset, and teething discomfort. Now, Auntie Mary's Gripe Mixture. Auntie Mary's Gripe Mixture is manufactured and distributed by Ernest Chemists Limited. This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the FDA.
Welcome back to News 360. Ever wondered how electric vehicles work and what makes them different from fossil fuel-powered vehicles? With the country fast urbanizing, government has also initiated a policy for the sustainable adoption, development and utilization of electric vehicles to reduce emissions and save the environment. Christian Yale has more on this story.
When you step on the brake, you turn it on. Yes, there's a signal that will come over here. You see, right now it's not on.
Yeah.
But when I put it on, the signal will come here and it will show okay that it's on. So immediately it's on that way. You can just move.
Electric vehicles are powered by electric motors from batteries or fuel cells, unlike conventional vehicles that use gasoline or diesel engines. EVs lack exhaust systems, starter motors, fuel injection systems, and radiators.
So now for this, there's a little bit comfort. You don't have to stay for some. You begin to count the days. Oh, I need to change my car oil and all that. The challenge is that this car, it shouldn't be lower than 20%.
What happens when you go below 20%?
Because of the lifespan of the battery.
Andrew Jeremiah prefers electric vehicles due to their low charging cost compared to fueling his conventional car.
When I came to charge, it was 44 or so percent.
So, and now you want to charge how much?
I want to charge maybe 90.
So with that one, how much are you going to pay?
With that one, when the kilowatts come up, then they'll make the calculation, but it will not be above 56.
About 56.
It will be below 56.
Okay, gotcha.
It's not about days, it's about the distance, the kilometers you covered.
Government is considering the adoption of electric vehicles to address the country's long-standing traffic congestion and air pollution issues, primarily due to the use of internal combustion engine vehicles.
As the world moves away from fossil fuel vehicles to electric vehicles, it is necessary that Ghana moves with the time to ensure that our country does not become a convenient dumping ground for used fossil vehicles.
Between 2017 and 2021, Ghana imported 17,660 plug-in electric vehicles, prompting the implementation of a new policy framework to reduce greenhouse gas emissions.
There are local startups that are also locally assembling these vehicles. And so government needs to have policies, regulations in place as we do the transition.
However, transport operators have expressed concerns.
Since we are commercial drivers, our main concern is how to acquire those vehicles. If they are what's called either produced locally or imported. The infrastructure, like where these EVs will be charged, is very critical.
You can get it, but it shouldn't be the only car you want to have for the now. Before you know, definitely the disadvantages are there. It will start coming up, popping up gradually. This car, you can't compare with my petrol car. Like if I want to travel, I don't go with this car because I'll be frustrated.
Nearly all vehicles in the country are fitted with internal combustion engines that run on diesel fuel, petrol, and liquefied petroleum gas. Now, with the Environmental Protection Agency identifying vehicular exhaust emissions as a single largest source of air pollution in Ghana, it becomes very necessary for the country to consider other transport options. Christian Yale, TV3 News, Accra.
Residents of Some and Agbuzume in the Volta region continue to grapple with the aftermath of heavy rainfall. Many homes remain submerged, affecting the socioeconomic lives of residents.
Some and Agbuzume, once thriving communities, are now facing a grim reality. Floodwaters from rains that started in May this year show no signs of subsiding. Residents of Nogokpo, Sonuto, Bambanokofe, Pajakofe, Ativuta and other communities have been impacted by the floodwaters. These communities have been cut off from the main town of Agbozume.
From that May till today, this is the situation in which we are. And they are sleeping in the water, they are cooking in the water, they are doing everything in the water. Meanwhile, the waters, they are all contaminated. So we are pleading.
The cost of transportation has skyrocketed as a result. Residents have been complaining about the exorbitant cost of transportation due to the situation.
But because the road is not motorable anymore because of the flood, these people have stopped coming to the market with their items. So if you go to the market today, what we used to buy for 5 cedis is now sold around 50 cedis. So you can see the pressure that is placed on families. And this is causing problems to families. People are getting divorced because men can no longer, cater for their families properly.
Some residents say they have no choice but to remain in their homes. Secretary to the Some Traditional Authority, Charles Nipson Agbagidi, sheds light on the causes of the floods.
The report also indicated that some people, to say the truth, built at places where they shouldn't have built. The problem we have here is that land is owned by individuals. So it's very difficult to tell somebody that you cannot build at this place. The district assembly or the municipal assembly has the authority to do all that.
Residents are calling for support to deal with the situation.
We have some sports news coming up next. Can you stay with us?
Are you tired of struggling with bad financial situations? At Quick Credit, we understand the difficulties that come with transitioning to a better one. That's why we're here to simplify the process for you. With loan facilities of 1,000 cedis and upwards, all you have to do is call and we will take care of the rest. All you need is your national ID. No savings, no collateral, no susu, no deposits, and no account opening required. Quick Credit has you covered. Whether you're expanding a business, starting a new one, facing an emergency like school fees or funeral expenses, or even just in need of a salary loan. Call Quick Credit today, 0302 200 390 or 059 692 0833. We do not give loans via the internet. Quick Credit is regulated and licensed by the Bank of Ghana. Terms and conditions apply. Quick Credit. Lending made simple.
Honey, new and a evaporated milk. Ooh. Tasty and creamy, right? And a milk, a custard one, a fine. Nasa Tom Brown no rice water muswa, a nice. Honey, trip number so made the end up mayonnaise. And I'm there salad, and a burger. Fries, and a tasty ketchup. And a good side. Coffee ni jollof no so made the end up a long green rice. Oh, you are one. Don't forget your favorite and a chocolate milk drink.
Oh, more quite so.
See, honey, you are sorted.
I'm in control like a pilot on an upper airways.
Mama.
Me, you know.
And I can't stand it.
Just a moment. And now power, huh?
Yeah!
Oh, yeah, Jack Macron, no more. It's you can I can sit there. Hey, you contumre. What a clean tomato sauce, I want you, baby. And a pasadine for box with salad, yeah. Hey, you stew. And a jollofa. Never to the one that don't know it though. Or to them. And the ball of ya, or made to bunny a doa. You want a pass sauce? Check for you, sir. Oh, more tasty. And a big beans for the breakfast. Let's all a salad in the man. Oh, she and a tuna. We can puffle. Let's all a salad in the man. Oh, taste good. And a pan on dairy creamer. 4 box with so see oats, na creamy tea, no. You and a spaghetti. Talia Papa B. Mansunin Sijadu Re. Nafa and a spaghetti no gum. What and a pataliano are you ready for watching? On you stew. So ya napa no so cold.
Inkrati, FDA appendo. Sports segment is brought to you by
Bell Pack Tissues.
Welcome back. It's time for sport, and Aniela was on the radio.
Yeah, and she
giving
was
it to Accra Hearts of Oak
because Arsenal won.
We've been talking Ghana Premier League, and Hearts of Oak is not the only club that's doing, unfortunately not their best. Asante Kotoko as well. They are currently a goal down to Karela United, and that's the point we're starting from. We're starting off with game week 3 of the Ghana Premier League. Accra Great Olympics recorded their first victory after beating BBNE Gold Stars 1-0 at the Accra Sports Stadium. Michael Osei's second half goal for the hosts was the difference in the keenly contested match.
Come forward. Michael Osei! He threw the ball away. Knew exactly what he was doing. Top right-hand corner. And Accra Great Olympics registered the first goal of the season. Courtesy, Michael Osei.
You see such runs from him because he's always a target man. But then look at that to move away. From Ampem Da Costa. Takes 2 steps forward and just blasts that into the back of the net. And that's a typical striker's goal. He just turns away from the defender, Ampem Da Costa, and just look at that swerve. He had everything. He had a precision, he had a right power, and it fell on the back of the net. Great Olympics up by a goal to 0 points.
And there it is. It's all over here at the Accra Sports Stadium. Accra Great Olympics pick up their first golden, undiluted 3 points of the Ghana Premier League. And this they have done by beating BBNE.
After the Olympics narrow win, head coaches of both sides, Arnold Walker and Michael Osei, had this to say.
Of course, yes, because I knew it was not going to be an easy match. I think when we spoke earlier, I told you Gold Stars have a good team, and beating Kotoko last week will motivate them more. So it's not going to be an easy game. But God willingly, I would pick my 3 points for the first time.
Let me say to my guys, better luck next time, because it was a game that we controlled the game very well, all the departments. We were very disciplined, very tactically. I mean, we controlled the game from the back, middle to the attacking area. The situation was, I will give the credit to the goal scorer from the Olympic team, the Michael Osei. I think he scored the brilliant goal, let me say. But it was a game, it was a balanced game, and then even the first half, we should have taken our chances, and then the game should have been different. But all the same, I'll congratulate the guys, they play well today, but very unfortunate. We lost the game 1-0, which is very painful for the day, but we will keep on working hard and then make sure the next game we get our 3 points also.
Let's do basketball now. Heading over to the NBA, Portland Trail Blazers have agreed to trade all-star guard Drew Holiday to the Boston Celtics, elevating the Eastern Conference arms race. The Blazers are stacking assets in the wake of the Damian Lillard blockbuster to Milwaukee Bucks, a deal that brought them Holiday. The Celtics are an aggressive suitor for Holiday and are expected to work to sign him a long-term deal with free agency looming in the summer of 2024. That will be all for sports here on News 360. I am Aniela Alate.
We are fast in news, best in entertainment. TV3, your #1 station, as part of activities marking our anniversary month, brings you an unforgettable experience this October. Dubbed October to Remember. This October, TV3 brings you a wide range of exciting programs to spice up your viewing experience.
I love you!
Watch out for exciting new series, gripping talk shows, heated political talk shows, riveting drama series, and much more. The TV3 Anniversary Month, giving you an exciting viewing experience with a broad array of exciting content this October, only on TV3. First in news, best in entertainment.
The expert at anything was once the beginner.
I seek for unmatched work experience that will prepare me for the real job.
Internship can help you stand out in a competitive job market.
I want to be an intern in one of Ghana's most reputable companies.
In the heart of the corporate world, there's a search for the next top intern.
On this journey, some aspiring interns will get to embark on an unforgettable adventure.
These interns will face a series of real-world challenges and tasks.
For the next top intern on the Top Intern reality show, ambition meets determination. From the tasks to the boardroom to alliances and to winning. Who will be the ultimate top intern? Get ready for an epic internship showdown. To be part of this reality show, aspiring participants should have at least a second-class upper and above. Register now at forms.mg.com.gh/topintern. Who sweeps the top prize of an internship at a reputable company, cash prizes, and many more.
Are you the one?
The top intern we're looking for, be you?
The Top Intern. Today's learners, tomorrow's leaders.
Entertainment news segment is brought to you by Awake Purified Drinking Water, GTP Lifestyled, Vodafone, Further Together, and powered by 3 Entertainment.
In entertainment news tonight, tens of promising music talents throng the premises of TV3 to audition for the Mentor reality show. Judges are expected to select the best talents to participate in the show.
Make you smile. I don't care who thinks I'm right or wrong. I don't care who tries to calm me down.
Budding talents from far and near showed up to be counted. All of them had one common goal: to be selected and qualified to the next stage of the auditioning.
Me and my crew, yeah, we black on top, then can't see we. Flow too hard, feed them, then can't sip it. Hello guys, it's your girl Taffy. Yeah, and we are here for Mentor 12 audition. Between me and the judges in there, I got a bit nervous. So they liked my first performance, but the second one was a bit shaky. Yeah, so I'm here on standby with the hope that when I go back inside, I'm going to do better.
The award-winning talent hunt show strives to discover and nurture the creative potential of young music talents and ultimately guide them to achieve their dreams of becoming top music stars.
Alright, I'm K. I'm from Springtex. I came to the audition to showcase my talent, and by the grace of God, I've been able to sail through. It hasn't been easy to be through Mentor because I think it's a good platform to exhibit my talent and also show the world what I can do.
By the close of business tonight, judges will be rounding up on who will make up the final shortlist for the popular reality show.
Well, I've seen both good and bad. You know, that's why it's an audition. But I must say, you know, the future is great, and we can also go without applauding TV3 and then the whole Mentor team for keeping this 12 years. Like this is a 12th edition, and imagine a number of artists like we've seen grow from Mentor day by day. And me sitting here as a judge is also a learning process for me, because you see some people who are vocally good. Some of them have got looks. Some of them their appearance alone, you know. So for me, it's all right. I can't wait to see the rest, and I'll be happy to see the final people who make it to the competition.
Auditions have already taken place in Tamale, Kumasi and Takrady, with some gifted music talents shortlisted.
International news is next.
Fierce fighting has broken out in northern Mali, with Tuareg rebels saying they have taken control of the town of Bamba from the army. This is the latest in a series of attacks on the army in a troubled country. The rebels said they had seized the northern locality in a social media message published on behalf of the Permanent Strategic Framework, which is dominated by the Coordination of Azawad Movements, CMA. The CMA is an alliance of predominantly Tuareg groups seeking autonomy or independence from the Malian state. Tuareg-dominated separatist groups said on Saturday that they had inflicted heavy losses on the Malian military in an attack in the center of the country, claiming to have killed 81 soldiers. Since the end of August, the north of Mali has seen a resumption of hostilities by the CMA and an intensification of jihadist attacks against the Malian army. The escalation of violence coincides with the ongoing withdrawal of the UN Stabilization Force, MINUSMA, which has been pushed out by the ruling junta. Libya's 16 authorities have announced the postponement of a reconstruction conference for the flood-hit city of Derna that had been planned for October 10 but was met with international skepticism. The event was put off until November 1 to 2 to offer time for submission for effective studies and projects for the reconstruction effort. The committee charged with planning the meeting said in a statement the divided country's Eastern administration last month invited the international community to attend the conference in Derna, the coastal city where a September 10 flash flood devastated large areas and killed thousands. Libya has been racked by fighting and chaos since a NATO-backed uprising toppled and killed veteran dictator Muammar Gaddafi in 2011. President Joe Biden has signed a bill to fund the U.S. government through mid-November and avoid a shutdown. Less than an hour before money for federal agencies was set to run out, a bill ensuring funding until November 17 received overwhelming support and was signed into law by President Joe Biden minutes before a deadline.
Oh, there's more news on 3news.com. Make some time and visit 3news.com. Thank you for staying with us here on News 360. I am Alfred Kansi.
And my name is Aisha Yakubu Khalid. GMB is up next. Enjoy.
Welcome to GTP Fashion Corner. GTP, Life, Style.
Lontabe